part 8 of our Oracle of Ages walkthrough. And this part, we're going through the final part of the second dungeon in the game, the Wing Dungeon.
Thankfully.
Yeah, yeah. It's not been like a bad dungeon, though.
It just has, there's not been a lot to it.
Yeah, and this dude, I hate keys. I hate keys. Like you could see me trying to get them because I knew that was going to happen, and then, you know, obviously they're just standing still, and then as soon as I jump, there's a quiche right there.
I will say though, I really love the Rock's Feather. I'm so glad they brought it back from Link's Awakening. It's one of my favorite items, and when they especially like do like the Rock's Cape and Minish Cap, like the idea of being able to jump in a Zelda game,
which we've not gotten in a lot of the 3D games. Like in Skyward Sword, it would automatically jump.
Yeah,
but like that's not the same thing as actually being able to push a button and jump.
I agree. So I've just been a huge fan of the Rock's Feather since Link's Awakening. I'm glad they brought it back.
And in Link's Awakening, we got in the first dungeon, so it's kind of nice. Again, like not even though it wasn't in the first dungeon, we got it very early in the game.
Actually, I think they pretty much just switched it because in Link's Awakening, if I'm not mistaken, with Rock's Feather and the Power Bracelet in the second dungeon.
You're right. For some reason, I was thinking the bombs, but we got those outside of the dungeon. But
just like this game.
They just switched it up.
So it was nice of them to do that.
Now, this is the color block puzzle I was talking about a little bit earlier. You can see it's actually very simple. Yeah. But if you go the wrong way right there, you can actually... That's actually a hard puzzle if you push it one wrong direction.
I do like the having the puzzles like that to change the track of the minecart a little bit. It at least adds a little bit of variety to the minecart.
It's like talking about changing the color, or wait, sorry, we didn't even change it. I was thinking of a tile. I was thinking right here actually where we changed the color of the tile. Oh no, that was a block. I'm already getting confused, and we're only like a minute in.
Now,
2 minutes.
Speaking of those tiles, though, like, I didn't think jumping tiles to change their color.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It didn't.
But when does physics or logic always make sense in Zelda games? So I mean, it's not the first time we've also came across that.
That's true. But for some reason, that stood out to me as like it felt like kind of a dumb gimmick. Yeah. I don't know.
Now right here, you actually didn't have to do like this is where if you're fighting the mini boss and you fall down. This is where you fall to, and you gotta go back up. So actually, I guess you don't have to go back up that far. I actually like retrack through the dungeon. But we didn't have to do this right here, but it's one of those things like where I wanted to color every square on the map. Yeah. So I just went ahead and went down here to kind of show you what was down
I was kind of wondering when I was prepping for this why you
what I was doing, It was just, that's where you fall, and I kind of just wanted to show them what room's there.
I do like how, like, down there you have, like, little skeletons and stuff on the floor.
That is kind of cool, from Swoop. Those are Swoop's. Those are Swoop's victories right there.
Yeah, I say Swoop's been taking care of some business. It looks like. And so it was just a nice little touch.
Swoop, there it is.
Wow, are you breaking out the jock jams over there? Jeez.
Sorry, that was
I'm going home.
That was a little cheesy, but hey, it got a laugh out of you.
And now I'm out of words.
I've totally lost my train of thought in a whole dungeon now.
Well, this whole dungeon's been a struggle to keep our train of thought.
I did hate that last room right there. Like we just went through. Yeah. Because like you have to change that color. Like you have to go there, change the tile, and then go back all the way up around and get in the minecart.
It's annoying.
It's not that far out of your way, but it's just like, why? You know,
why are we doing this?
Yeah, why are we doing this in the second dungeon? Yeah. I don't want to backtrack or like go out of my way that much in the second dungeon. Now, dungeon 7 or 8, that's a little bit. I expect it then.
Now, I will say, like, this room you see, like, and we've seen them in a few of the previous rooms. The P-Hats, I feel like, in previous games, you weren't
able... I hate them in every game.
They're a pain in every game, but I feel like in other games, we weren't able to kill them with just our sword. But in this game, for some reason, they made him killable.
You can actually kill them later on when we get an item. Well, I won't talk about that right now. There's other ways you can kill them later on in the game, but right now... You actually have to wait until they land before you can hit them with your sword.
Yep. And for some reason, I felt like we didn't have that in previous games. You just had to dodge them. You had to get away from them.
And I actually hated this room. Like, I think it's easiest to kill the enemies because you see us, like, jumping over all kinds of stuff and moving things. It's easy in this room just to get the enemies out of the way.
Yes, it is.
And, you know, that's not really a hard puzzle right there. No. I remember the first time playing this game, I really struggled right there.
Now, this puzzle in this room is also not necessarily that hard. It just takes forever.
I actually like this idea where you have to change the color tile up there to like move that certain color statue. Yeah, so I thought it was a cool concept.
I like the concept. I absolutely agree with you on that. Just it takes forever.
It does take a while, and I mean, it doesn't take, pushing blocks takes a long time.
In general.
It's just like the ice puzzles in other Zelda games.
Yeah, well, any Zelda game where you have to push blocks, this is just,
We need an item in the next Zelda game that allows you to push stuff faster.
I know.
Like, that would be nice.
Just let's, like, dash into it and it moves like all the way.
You know what we need? Like in Snowhead Temple, we had the Goron punch, and you just punched it out of the way. That's what we need in the next game, is the Goron punch where we can just get it out of the way.
Oh, the problem with that is we'd probably send it all the way to the wrong end of the room.
I don't care. I don't care. It would be hard, like the Goron punch would be hard for this puzzle.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you would knock it to the other side of the room, so you have to hit just the right amount of power. So.
Yeah. Now, this room, though, on the other hand, I was actually a big fan of. I like the idea of camouflage, I guess you'd call them.
Yep, mini blobs.
Mini blobs.
That's what they look like, at least. So
that's a good name.
I think this is a very cool room, and we'll have a couple more later in the game. But
we do.
I know it's just something very simple that I just really like.
It worked. It just worked well. It's like...
And it's nice in Zelda when it's something simple, but it works, like you're saying.
It's like you have like 2 seconds before they like change their color to match the new color.
It is pretty quick, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just, I thought it was a fun room. And, to get the boss key, or the big key, whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's called the boss key. I actually did look that up when we were prepping for this video.
Nice, so the boss key.
The one time we actually paid attention to something, and I needed it right there.
Wait, we pay attention to something?
What? What'd you say?
Now, this boss, though, I will say, this boss is not my favorite.
No, it's really a tough boss, and I think when we eventually do our top 10 worst Zelda bosses, I know it's probably going to be in that ranking.
He's not going to be too high on the list.
Now, we actually, you know what, I'm going to pat myself on the back here.
Oh, yeah.
I actually did a really good job against him this time.
Yes, you did.
And it was pure luck on the timing.
And just the basic idea is just you have to get the bomb into the top of it.
Yeah,
but you have to hit the right face.
Yeah, it's got to go on the red face to actually get a hit on him.
Yeah.
And then the other 3 colors will launch a different attack.
Which I thought was actually kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, there's 3. Yeah, and there are 3 different ones.
Yeah. And you're not safe. And you're not safe in the corner.
No, yeah, and I actually did think that you could be safe, like right there where I'm at right now. But yeah, he has an attack that will actually come out there and get you, and it takes a ton of heart pieces.
Yeah.
But it could also be the power ring I'm wearing.
It could.
So
we do take some damage. But man, you did figure out the timing. Like as soon as he started spinning again, is when you timed your next bomb throw.
And what's crazy is I practiced this guy a couple times, this boss. And like I could not get it. And for like when I was playing this time, I go, you know what? As soon as he starts spinning,
just throw it.
I'm going to throw it. Like I didn't know if the strategy would work or not,
and it worked.
And then it worked for the second time. I just kept on doing it, and it just worked. I mean, I was shocked. I was honestly shocked that it worked this well.
It ended up making for an easy fight.
And he's just not like this boss took me forever the first time. Like I say, he's really not that hard. Like some of his attacks can get you, but it's just like it's so hard sometimes if you don't know the timing.
It can be frustrating.
To get his red face to show up, like, where you need to get a hit on him.
It can be very frustrating when you just keep getting the other attacks. You hit the wrong faces.
Now, luckily, he does drop bombs and hearts and stuff, so like you don't have to worry about running out of anything during that boss fight.
And then our essence of time that we get here is
There's a Christmas cookie.
It looks like a Christmas cookie. It absolutely does.
But it's the ancient wood. But anyways, this will go ahead and wrap up part 8 of our Oracle of Ages walkthrough.